LG leading it off with the Hoopa ban. They do not want to see the Ender Hoopa.
Oh, I mean, very understandable, but that does mean the immediate first pick Zoroark for Overlord. That's been the ultimate ban pick almost this entire weekend. TTV's giving it up. They're going to be taking the, first pick Blissey. Of course, a very expected first pick Lapras, but the Blissey, very interesting.
Yeah, Blissey not going to be available, so that kind of tandem pick of the attack damage carry like Zoroark won't have the Blissey pocket. Instead, we're going to go back to a few months ago, and the Comfey is going to be the choice to for Elo. So very different drafts than we have seen all tournament long. Well, back to old reliable though. Mew has been locked in by Honor, and Celestial is going to be aiming for that Buzzwole.
Ooh, I like that a lot. Another way to kind of stop Zoroark potentially is, hey, somebody just pick it up and dunk it into the ground. But I actually love this draft strategy. The Blissey pick was so smart. Now let's see what Luminosity closes out with here. They may be taking this Alola Ninetales. Obviously, we just saw the strength of it so perfectly in that last match, but also the Trevenant.
I love this Trevenant pick from Luminosity Gaming. What Overlord and Rin need as these two like diving style of Pokemon is they need a runway. What better than Slash on that Hornleech to push in and create a little bit of space? Curios on the Alola Ninetales is going to be a very reliable source of damage for some early spikes, and of course, that early game contest against Mew. Lutano, though, has locked in this Venusaur. It is time to truly test this composition against one of the best teams in the entire world.
We've seen the Venusaur do very well in the past. I'm excited to see how it's going to do here. I think the most big standout pick to me is the fact that we are going to see for the first time this weekend the Comfey come back. What was for in the past, I mean, just like the most meta pick is now a very rare pickup.
Exactly, and with Ender with Bliss Assistance on combination of a Venusaur, we could see either build. We could go away from the Solar Beam. We could push into the other direction. Either way, we are going to be throwing it over to our casters of Spraggles and Dew Snacks.
TTV versus Luminosity. Obviously, this is a matchup that you have all been waiting for here in the winners finals of our regional championships.
Listen, Chef pointed out that LG is kind of has TTV's numbers, right? Has never dropped a map to them in this UCS season. However, the trajectory of these two teams is very parallel to each other. Similar journeys, similar average placements throughout the season. Yes, LG has gotten the better of TTV here, but TTV is looking for another big win. They're your AOS Cup champions. They won the big one in the middle of the season. They want the regional finals for themselves.
Without question, they are the team to win when all the money was on the line, and once again, we are there. Luminosity and TTV both qualified for our World Championships in Japan. They are going to be representing North America here, but there's that stat once again. Luminosity has won against TTV 10 times to 0.
I love where LG has gone, bringing out the Comfey, something we haven't seen all weekend. And what's that going to allow to do? It's going to allow Overlord to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, go deep into those engagements like Zoinks and Chef was talking about. And that's a great way to make that happen. Facilitate your best player, let them do their job, and take over this game.
Yeah, the Comfey Collar really is one of the most impressive fourth held items that you can have inside of Pokemon Unite. It heals, it shields, it stuns, it hides you in a flowery field. It's very impressive. And when you have a player that is so unbelievably cracked on the sticks like Overlord, you are just setting them up to go crazy. And that's what they're looking for here in game number 1.
Yeah, LG builds their team to facilitate Overlord to do just that, get and stay cracked on the sticks. However, right now they're having a trouble evolving. A little slow smoke popped off by Elo there to allow Rin and Overlord to get back.
As you can see, that really nice fight there from TTV, getting the evolution there on Blissey. Here in the bottom path, it looks like a little bit went both ways, but we don't yet have an evolution for our Trevenant. And here on the top path, Comfey in a little bit of trouble here. Overlord needs that level 5. They should be able to get it off this Bunnelby right here. They will evolve, they will become Zoroark, and they will become a force to be reckoned with if any of their previous games are an example.
Yeah, they're going in immediately, quickly poached and picked up by Celestial. The follow-up is there, and good coverage by Ender to make sure Celestial doesn't get KO'd quickly.
Yeah, really nice stuff right here. Coming in to try to steal a little bit of experience from the side of TTV, but it felt like TTV was not phased at all by that Zoroark combo right there. They knew exactly how they planned on dealing with it.
Yeah, absolutely. We look at players and with specific Pokemon who really elevate them, and Otter on TTV with this Mew is definitely one of those tandems. Look at Otter to really take over this game for TTV. That's kind of their Overlord counterpunch.
Oh, take a look at that right there. You know, just checking the tall grass with that Solar Beam. They were exactly right. They knew where Overlord was. We have about 8 seconds now until some Swablu and Altaria spawn between these two goal zones in the top and bottom path. Ton of experience right here. Slash needs it, wants that level 5 very badly, and they get it.
A little delayed engage there by Curios, able to get tons of experience for the LG side of the map, and that's exactly where they want to be. Finally taking over to Trevenant, finally being able to use those wood hammers and get those engagements going.
You can see both of these teams playing cautiously while they do take their moments to try to find some big KOs. They're just so smart to not give anything up. They've only got 6 points scored on the side of Luminosity, none for TTV, as this Regice is already at half.
Already at half, and they're working through Rin with great secure with that big Wicked Blow, and they do all that for the team. TTV not even willing to contest.
Now you can see the strategy from TTV here has been to head up to the top path, somehow let Ender the Blissey pick up 2 KOs up there. So they decided to let go of the bottom objective, win in the top path, continue to get experience over to Buzzwole, and I think more importantly, stop Overlord from getting levels.
Absolutely, and that bottom goal zone for TTV is unscathed right now, but that's looking to change as all of LG's collapsing on top of it. Otter forced backwards. They haven't been touched, and those things are gone. And because that goal zone's gone, there's no berries to take. Zugrog is being isolated. The Wicked Blow is charged. Blissicist comes in. That's going to allow them to flip the script. They follow up. They get the big-time KO on Rin. Slash is kind of caught in the middle. They're going to get caught in the blender, and they're going to eat some sunlight because that Venusaur gets themselves a KO.
Huge stuff here from TTV. I mean, incredible fight. And look at another Solar Beam. We didn't even know it was coming. And for sure, Luminosity didn't know it was coming.
You're sitting outside. You can't hide from the sunlight, Spraggles. Lutano always said, give me vision, I'll win this game. And because the Buzzwole was there, Lutano knew exactly where Overlord was sitting, and they absolutely got that KO. Good counter by Rin there, using their Unite move in tandem with the Wicked Blow to get a KO. But I really like the TTV plays here.
I love those TTV plays, and you know if they're saying, give me vision, I can win this. Luminosity, Rin is saying, give me Lutano, we can win this. Send him right up in the air, picking up a big KO, and you have to imagine that's how they're going to try to play the final fight in this game for sure.
Yeah, the priority is very clear for both of these teams. For TTV, get on top of Overlord, then Rin. For LG, find your way to Lutano.
Yeah, somehow you need to get through this impressive front line. You need to make sure that a Blissey can't stop you, that a Comfey can't save you, and you can, you know, delete some of these squishier Pokemon like the Venusaur, the Alolan Ninetales, and of course, the Zoroark.
We're walking a tightrope here between these two teams. 5 points separate them. All of the top goal zones are still up. Those tier 1 goal zones. This Regieleki will not have as big of an impact as it could if one of those were broken, but these teams are looking to scrap. Meanwhile, Celestial's downstairs getting favors of Buzzwole, and that is sealed up by Lutano. Quick time KO, though, as Overlord decides, you can have the Regieleki because I'm taking a body.
Yeah, incredible stuff here from TTV. Really nice secure here, and somehow Ender, I mean, able to juggle these egg bombs and soft boiled, staying alive on the gold zone, but no, the big KO from Overlord. They're continuing the push right now. Lutano looking to pick up something with this Solar Beam, but swing and a miss.
Yeah, Zugrog just does not have the mobility to match Overlord as they quite literally square danced around Zugrog, darting around. Finally, Lutano's here, pulls up, but there's not enough spacing. Nice Bubble Beam and a Comfey Unite to get the spacing that they need, but LG, meanwhile, is taking this Regice. All of that work up there being done by 2 players for LG.
Yeah, it's really impressive stuff here on the side of Luminosity, and while TTV is finding some big wins in these moments, they're taking what I think a lot of teams would look at as maybe the less exciting objective right here. This fight is absolutely breaking out. Here comes a nice big Bliss assistance in the Horn Leech.
Yeah, 4-player Trev Unite is what's unlocking this opportunity and actually kept TTV from being able to push. That Trev Unite literally caught every single player from TTV that was there. If they can get a KO on Rin, that's a good consolation prize, I guess. But LG keeping that goal zone open was absolutely massive. Zugrug is coming through. Can they close it out on Rin? They do. just too much HP on the Lapras, but Rin taking a KO on the way out is huge.
Well, you saw that bait right there. Rin would kind of move in, move out, move in, move out, and wait for it. Wicked blow into the eject button to get that extra range, pick up the KO right there. Here's the win rate for these two teams this season. 82% for Luminosity, 74% for TTV, and obviously they have both won all of their games to make it to the winners finals here today. Nice big KO. Elo gonna go down there as well as Mew picks up a double in the bottom path.
You can see exactly what TTV was doing. Zugrug was just like, I need to make it back to Otter. I need to make it back to Otter. Overlord was staying persistent, and with Otter support, they're able to get the KO, and the Comfey comes for free in that opportunity.
TTV up on the scoreboard right now, and that's very common for them heading into some of the final moments of a match. Also, however, very common for Luminosity. They love to run up the scoreboard right here, but TTV has been able to hold them to only 95 points. Once again, TTV trying to secure this Regieleki, widen their score advantage if at all possible. Luminosity might come in for an attempt at a steal, but nothing happening there. Luminosity going to have to deal with this as we get ready for our final fight. However, points raining in the bottom path for Luminosity as they're scoring on the tier 2.
That goal zone hitting means they can easily get a hundo burger in there as soon as it's the 2-minute mark, and it looks like Otter's going to go ahead and take care of that. Where is LG, though? Are they pivoting to the middle of the map? That's a big question. Overlord's actually playing in the opposing central right now.
Yeah, they are obviously looking for this Venusaur. They're looking for a sneaky play right here. They want to make sure they're not exactly where TTV expects them to be. If they can pick up a KO, they can dive on this team, but they are behind right now. 191 to 250. TTV trying to play it a little safe because they are aware at this point that they are ahead, using these solar beams not only to do damage, but to find exactly where members of Luminosity are, as Rayquaza is just being chipped up a little bit by both of these teams. Helps give you a little vision and also creates a little chaos here as Slash has to leave.
Slash has to leave. Celestial engages on to Rin. There's the Burden Anger coming through. Follow-up Solar Beam. Lutano is low. Bliss Assist is just in time. Let's see if they can pivot on any of these players at LG. Curios is going to the backside. Overlord's trying to find the body. They do. Celestial's down. Comfey gets credit. Zugrug with the follow-up. They've got tons of shield. We've got a KO back, and we got 2 down for LG. TTV looking for more opportunities. Overlord and Elo are scrambling. Slash is going to try and cut off Zugrug, and right now all they're trying to do is purchase more time.
Yeah, and you can remember that TTV is ahead in this moment right here, so this is not good for Luminosity. They need to find a good fight right here. This might be great. Ender's getting very, very low. The soft boil keeps him and Zugrug healthy as they dive in for another combination right here, but they miss. They miss their combo. They're not able to get it. The Unite move from Trevenant also misses. Here comes the Zoroark Unite, but they still can't pick up a KO as Rin finally takes down Blissey, and Lutano's in a ton of trouble.
Rin takes out the Venusaur. 3 players down for TTV, and LG is flipping on top of this Rayquaza. They're going to start chipping in damage. Overlord's going straight for the score. They're going to get their points in. Slash is going to try to bubble out. 5 points separate these two teams. The follow-up on Rin, that's a big wicked bow. Celestial's at half HP. Curios pulls up in the smoke and ices them down. 4 players down for TTV, and now Zugrug's the next one up, but there's not enough time left, and nobody on TTV is going to score. And what's LG doing? Running it up.
That's right, Luminosity with a great fight there. They were behind on points. They took that advantage. They started picking up those KOs. Incredible stuff. And as soon as they had that, they decided to, instead of take Rayquaza, score enough points to put them ahead for big win.
And there aren't even any games tomorrow. That's the only reason why we're not slowing down. But is this really, truly going to be the ban?
Yeah.
It looks like it is. I don't know if we've seen this on broadcast yet, but at the end, a Blissey ban. That is for sure a targeted ban.
Absolutely. TTV does not want to deal with the Slash Blissey. I mean, they had to deal with the Elo Comfey last game, and that was a challenge, but it seemed that TTV a little more comfortable with that matchup. First pick for the Lapras, which means that Zoroark is available for Luminosity in another game. And Overlord's going to try to record break. We got 106. Maybe we'll get more. Overlord and Rin, the dynamic duo of LG, are locked in.
Is there any, literally in any team, in any region, is there anything scarier than getting Rin and Overlord, Zoroark, and Urshifu as a first pick?
No, because I'm awake and I'm having a nightmare. All right, Ender actually counter-picking the Comfey, though. So no Blissey, no Comfey. Now, where does Luminosity want to go? You might have to go Eldegoss here, but how much does Pollen Puff healing really do towards these dive style of attackers? I mean, yeah, you have a little bit of support, but I certainly would rather have a Comfey for those two of a duo. But now this is going to push Luminosity Luminosity Gaming into a bit more of a tanky style build. Curios locks in the Venusaur. That's a great healing target for Elo.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting build as well with the Scarf. But let's see what's picked on the other side. We might get the Buzzwole, and we might get that Gardevoir in for a little bit more backup damage. It looks like that's going to be the pick unless it's last minute shift. Yep. All right. This is really interesting. I mean, two great targets for the Comfey overall, whether it be the Lapras or the Buzzwole. But I'm excited to see how they actually execute it, as we're going to see the Mr. Mime.
Yeah, a slash on the Mr. Mime. A comfort pick for them for sure. Lutano is certainly a beautiful lady today, but I do not know about this pick. I don't trust it. Lutano is going to have to prove me wrong in a lot of ways. I think it's a great matchup into the Venusaur, but they are going to have to avoid Overlord and Rin on these two engagement Pokemon, and that is no easy task. Your only peel is going to be Zugbrug and Otter, and, well, that's a lot to ask out of those two.
Well, definitely Lutano is going to be working on cardio today, one way or another. This is going to be a very, very scary situation. Overlord and Rin getting their comfort picks, a lot of comfort picks on the side of LG. Let's see if they can close it out here and move back into grand finals as we take it away to the casters.
Wow, Dubesnax, I gotta say, this is a surprising draft.
Yes, but not in the cool way. If you're TTV, I have to be with Zoinks and Shep on this. That is not where I expected them to go. I actually looked at you when they locked in the Blissey ban, and to me, that makes sense. The picks that followed that didn't quite line up where I thought they were going to end up.
I really like a few things that TTV did right here. It felt like TTV made that very fun choice to counter pick the Comfey. They didn't want that to be, you know, something that they could use on the side of Luminosity. While at the same time, then we saw Luminosity felt like they even counter pick to the Venusaur right there. Like, all right, you're taking our Comfey. We're going to take your Venusaur away, Lutano. But what I saw, once again, Zoroark and Urshifu locked in right away for Luminosity. I thought, boy, this is so tough for TTV. It feels like a little bit you kind of gave them exactly what they wanted.
What a stat. Average damage of 77k and 10 KOs per game. Overlord is LG's player to keep an eye on this match. Yeah, no doubt. It's been that way for 2 years.
Yeah, you know, that's interesting. I've never thought about watching Overlord right here.
Who is Overlord?
We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what happens with this player. But obviously, we're having some fun here because this is one of the best players in the world, especially on this Pokemon. You know what I thought when I first saw that draft was they're gonna ban the Blissey and steal the Zoroark.
That's exactly where I thought they were going as well, which is when they locked in the pick. I was like, oh, okay. LG is gonna take Urshifu and Zoroark, and after that, I don't think they care.
But let's see what happens here. I mean, I'm excited to see how this TTV strategy plays out. Obviously, Luminosity up 1 game right here. So if they win this, they're heading to our grand finals. TTV needs a win.
Yeah, and immediately LG is actually looking to line up the Wicked Blow on the opposing team. What that does is it forces TTV to back off, and they actually get all the Swablu and Altaria anyway.
And there we go. Rin hiding in the tall grass right here, seeing if they can pick up something as Overlord is moving down here to the bottom path. Just getting chipped up a little bit by Otter. I mean, talk about a comfort pick. Otter on Mew. Jeez.
Yeah, not only is it comfort, but it's also incredibly powerful and very, very good. So it's a good one to have your comfort pick be. Unlike me, comfort pick, Zero Aura. Not great.
Yeah, not super ideal. Not super ideal. For me, comfort pick, just whatever happens, happens.
There you go. That's what you got to go for. I do like Comfey pretty much piggybacking Celestial all the way here. Really force Luminosity to shell in a ton of damage, but they're the focus. Ender hops off. They try to get back to the gold zone. Rin takes a quick KO because Comfey can't sustain by themselves. Celestial has Rin low. They do follow up and get a quality KO back, which is very important. I would trade the Comfey for an Urshifu KO any day of the week.
Yeah, you would have to. But then again, I mean, it's surprising that he was even able to find that Comfey in that moment. Normally, it's hanging out on a Pokemon right there. Overlord in a little bit of trouble in that bottom path. As you see, trying to escape this moment. This would be a nice big pickup, and they get it with the big eject button.
The eject button Solar Beam. So the Solar Beam was lined up, and then the eject button to reposition it to guarantee that KO, because Overlord saw that thing originally get lined up and tried to shift away from it. Good pivot by Otter, quality KO. And maybe this is the recipe for success for TTV. Just isolate them out and take them down one at a time.
Yeah, very good stuff here from TTV so far. A couple nice big pickups, and obviously high-level Pokemon, especially ones that have buffs on them as well. These are huge KOs for TTV to get.
Something I want to mention is Lutano hasn't gotten into the mix yet as that Gardevoir, that big damage dealer, which means TTV has been doing all of this work with really understaffed, if you will, having less player in the past to do so. The Lutano's here. They're level 8. As soon as they get to level 9, they'll have the big Unite move, that Fairy Singularity, and they'll really be able to leverage some big-time damage.
Regice is getting chipped up right here as they're moving in. Lutano better clock in pretty soon. Nope, Luminosity picks that one up.
And Otter gets chunked quickly back the other way. Overlord is riding on the Comfy, but the Electro Ball finds them. You can't hide from that. That tracked them down. And there we have the Psyshocks coming in by Lutano. The follow-up and the KO is there. 2 players down for LG. Now TTV's feeling pretty good. They got 4 players on the push here. Otter's trying to line up and space out Elo. Kyrios is just firing in pot shots from a distance, but they can't close this gap here. Lutano's showing very Singularity right on top of him. Celestial with the follow-up. Can they actually convert the KOs? Bang! Overlord goes down again, and Lutano making an impact out here. And there we have the Comfy Unite to buy some time to get some points into this goal zone. And look how deep Celestial is. They don't want the KOs, Spriggles. They want to burn time off the clock.
I'm sure they would love a few KOs right there, but all the points raining in. Huge fight for TTV. Lutano showing up a little late to work, but he's here with a big Unite move. Overlord goes down again.
Lutano said, look, I might be late for work, but I brought donuts. I'll tell you what, all of TTV got to,
all's forgiven.
TTV got to eat right there, that's for sure. Rin had to stay in the top path to get their stacks in so they can be a little bit more of an impactful player, but because of that, that damage output wasn't there for LG, and that let that target priority of Overlord over and over again reign supreme.
But then again, now we have Rin, level 10, stacked up in this top path, and we've seen how incredible this player is. Regieleki getting very, very low right here. We have a little different look for our Solar Beamasaur inside this one because we have not the Giga Drain, but the Sludge Bomb.
Yeah, and that's going to increase that damage. Here's a weakened special defense, and they're pushing through. Verdant Anger right on top of the goal zone. Is there going to be a follow-up? Nice bubble beam by Zugrog to keep Kyrios from following up engaging. Fairy Singularity on top of that goal zone, daring somebody to come in. Overlord says, I'm about that action. They go in, they quickly get their points in. They get KO'd for that effort, but the score lead is now in the favor of Luminosity. Is the follow-up going to be there? They take down Rin. Lutano on a sliver of HP, and Comfy and Lapras doing their job, making a big wall in front, keeping them top ball.
Incredible stuff there from both of these teams. I mean, it was really sharp for Overlord to be able to get in there and score, but at the same time, that's a huge KO pickup for TTV. As you see Slash in this bottom path, one of the few Mr. Mime players left, one of the few warriors out there, Slash and Bruv.
Yeah, and they make it look good. They make it look good. I'd like to see it leveraged a little more here. I feel like Slash hasn't had much of an impact, but now that it's leashing on top of the players that it wants, like Rin, it's got the opportunity. Now, Registeel's resetting. Where are we going here? Zugro's trying to push forward. They've got the Comfy. Celestial kind of gets poached. Comfy Unite comes out, but Celestial's nowhere near it. Zugro's sitting right in the middle, but they've got their target, and they're looking for engage. Overlord actually leverages through to try and get on top of Lutano. Here comes Otter to try and get some screen. Nice Solar Beam KO! Holy smokes, Otter is running coverage for all of the TTV players right now, and it looks good.
Otter is playing out of his mind this game. Incredible stuff. I love seeing, by the way, this power swap from Slash. So they couldn't get a Comfy, they couldn't get a Blissey. They said, all right, we have another way that we can power up one of our carry Pokemon. Not only will it heal them, but at the same time, it's going to make them stronger in some of these fights, and it's great for a Pokemon like Urshifu. A little tougher for Zoroark because it kind of gets away from you. That dog just gets off the leash, but I think this could be a real powerful choice for them.
Absolutely. The analysts were mentioning like Eldegoss might not be enough healing. Well, you kind of circumvent that by having a pseudo defender in Mr. Mime that can also heal the team up with that guard swap. So great call there.
Here we go. Nice big Unite move right there. We're a little under the 4-minute mark, actually quite a bit, right near the 3-minute mark. So Lutano knows he has timing to use that Unite move and hopefully can pick up a KO with it. They'll have it back in time for the big fight at Rayquaza as Otter's trying to get away from Overlord. Unite move used, not able to pick up the KO yet, doing everything to chase it down.
Yeah, Elo getting into the support there. They think that's an opportunity to leverage that. You know, they've got an opportunity to get some wild Pokemon, farm that back up, and maybe have it just Shaze after Rayquaza hits the map. But another Regieleki going to LG.
Here we go. That Regieleki is walking towards TTV. This match looking a little different for TTV. They are behind on the scoreboard this time. 159 to 238. Less than 100 points separate these teams, which is a good margin for TTV. They can peel off and make a sneaky score happen if they need to, but obviously Luminosity wants to shut them down at this upcoming Rayquaza fight, win this thing, punch their ticket to the grand finals, and in 10 seconds, Rayquaza is going to hit the map.
We're trying to get vision. Zugrug certainly, as the rest of TTV, wants to sort out this Regieleki, make sure it is not something to be dealt with, and they are trying to farm up a little bit, get just a hair bigger, because Rayquaza is on the map.
Here we go. A Comfey onto a Lapras. Going to be pretty hard to KO, but I know that Rin from Luminosity is going to look to make it happen with that wicked blow. We have TTV maneuvering around right here, just deciding when this fight exactly is going to take place. Luminosity ahead right now again, so they don't need to be the ones to make the play. We've got the power swap on the Venusaur here, so those are going to be the most powerful solar beams that you can see.
Yep, they need to collapse onto that backline, get an opportunity, but sitting in front of them is a robust team on LG's side. Solar Beam comes through, chip the Rayquaza a little bit, just get the Whirlwinds going, but we are staying. Look where Overlord is. They're trying to get in the back door. Elo's right in their pocket, and TTV might get pincered.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for right here. Big Solar Beam comes in, and there's Overlord Elo coming on in for this fight.
I mean, they get Celestial for free right there. Great engagement. Cotton Crash comes through. That's going to buy space for Overlord, try to get them out. They crash land on top. Comfey and Lapras are coming through, forcing out the Comfey Unite as well, but for no real value. No damage is getting shelled in. Lutano gets chunked by Overlord. Tons of damage in on them. We're watching where Zugrug is going with this Comfey, and they're just trying to cause static. They get a KO. Otter gets 2 in a row. Are you kidding me? That's a BOGO deal, my friend. As now they're pivoting into the middle here. They're trying to see where they can go. The follow-up is on Ender, and there we go. Bang, another Zoroark Unite. 2 players down for each team. Luminosity is going to have to respawn first.
Here we go. Otter in a lot of trouble right here as they jump in. That's a triple KO. Rayquaza is extremely low. Who can get the secure right here? There's the big beam, and it's the Buzz Wall! Celestial
coming through from TTV. Now they got to get those points, and they are down, but not by much. KO Shrika 2, they catching bodies all over the place. Look at all the attention that's being put on Zugrug, though. 50 banger going in. That's called a Hundo Burger. Spraggles, and now TTV has the lead, but it's a slim margin with 15 seconds left.
That's right. They're looking for something to happen in this bottom path. It's incredibly close. Rin running into the top path, but we have Lapras scoring in the bottom. Zugrug putting in 90 points, and that's going to be enough. TTV's coming right back in this thing. Game number 2, tying it up.
Tie number 2, gotta love Lutano firing off that Fairy Singularity just to ensure that defense. Celestial coming in with the crazy secure, getting a follow-up KO streak of 2, and they get their points in.
Seen some very unique draft strategies. I mean, there we go. That's like the 7th time I've said it. But what will be the ban this time? It looks like TTV maybe not going for anything quite as weird here. Nothing super weird on either side, but very different bans.
Back to the game number 1 playbook. We're going to have the Hoopa ban on the side of Luminosity, and TTV are going to stick with that Slowbro ban. They know LG puts Defender pretty low in the draft priority because they want that Zoroark so bad. It's like, all right, give Slash Lapras, but then we maybe get the Zoroark on our side. So here we go. Luminosity Gaming, last time this was an immediate snap up of that Speedster. Do they want to do it again? Absolutely. Luminosity Gaming trusts Overlord.
I almost wonder if TTV could have not banned away the Slowbro and just taken the double Defender as their first pick, forcing them to take the Zoroark, which I mean still a great boon to give to Luminosity. But instead, we are actually you didn't take Lapras?
Oh wow, we're gonna grab the Blissey and the Mew. So TTV definitely cooking up something on their side. Luminosity Gaming now gets the Comfey pocket for their carries as well as the Lapras. TTV might be able to grab Urshifu away from LG here, but at this point it feels like a consolation prize, and they're not even hovering it. I mean, come on, you're thinking so much. Thank goodness they grabbed that Urshifu.
Okay, at least they're not going to give double. But I mean, okay, they didn't give away the Urshifu and the Zoroark this time, but they did give away the Lapras. TTV's draft strategy, very interesting. I would love to understand exactly what they're going for. They are going to pick up that Snorlax as their defender instead of the Lapras that they had in that last game, though.
All right, Luminosity Gaming deciding on their last picks. Of course, Slash needs to decide what defender they are going to bring into the battlefield here on our Winners Finals. And they're going to grab the Trevenant, and then Curios' Sylveon is also going to enter here. And a Goodra pick in Winners Finals. TTV are certainly cooking something up as Lutano has locked in the defender choice of Goodra.
If I had a cue card right now, I would just throw it because all of my notes are out the window. I have genuinely no idea what the strategy is that TTV is bringing. The Goodra as a final pick here, so strange. A lot would expect it to be a special attacker, but truly, do you have any thoughts, Zoinks?
Well, I was going to give you a quick pop quiz.
Okay.
Does Goodra have Solar Beam?
Probably yes.
Oh, in other games, but not in this one, right?
Okay.
Then why is Lutano picking Goodra? I don't know. We are going to have to figure out what is going to happen in our game number 3. Let's throw it over to our casters, Spraggles and Two Snaps.
Exactly like I called Lutano on Goodra. I knew it. Oh, did I say that off mic?
Yeah, maybe just a hair. Listen, Spraggles, Lutano actually caught me before they're going on stage and said, Snacks, you casting this game? I said, I am Lutano, what's up? He goes, we finna cook up there. And I'll tell you what, the first couple games, they're going a little off the rails, but they say, no more half-baked action. We push this thing to a game 3, pull out all the stops, lay it all out on the line. Gutter pick Goodra, we after it.
Well, you know what? I mean, Team YT secured their spot to Worlds with a Goodra, so we have seen this look once before from Lutano, and it looked pretty great, honestly. I wonder what they're going to be able to do with it here against Luminosity. I love the choice to steal away the Urshifu, but at the same time, when I saw that Lapras, I was pretty positive Rin was going to play that. So I didn't even know if they even needed this Urshifu. However, we got Rin on the Lapras, and now we also have a great defender in the bottom path for Luminosity. We have that Trevenant.
Yeah, we know Lutano is just chugging across the map as that little Goomy, trying to get some experience. Ender's behind him, trying to slap and secure some of them Pokemon. But here comes Elo. They're going to be hitching a ride on Rin here in a short second. And I'll tell you what, that's a tanky duo that we saw in Game 2.
We didn't get to see that moment that just happened right there, but what happened is Otter jumped into that central area there. It looks like they stole away that blue buff from the side of Luminosity, and now LG is diving onto this gold zone, putting some points in, but they might get KO'd for it. Nice iframes on that evolution right there, but Curios should go down in this moment, using the X speed to run away. No.
But listen, that barrier that Otter just threw at the light screen there that hit all 3 players and allowed them to continue was clutch. Overlord hits level 5 and immediately takes a KO. Otter's backing up, Electro Ball, boosted Otto, a little shield action, but the points are already going in. Desperately trying to get to Trevenant is LG, but in the meanwhile, you get Overlord hanging out.
And take a look at this. All the while, TTV dominating this top path right now because they know no one is really there to deal with this. They're going to rain some points in. They might pick up another KO. Overlord, though, doing the same thing in the bottom path as 3 members of Luminosity are just hanging out on TTV's goal zone.
Yeah, Zugrug and Otter responsible for holding that thing down. Overlord identifies that, jumps immediately on top of Otter, sorts them down. Big Woodhammer stuns Zugrug, and more points are going in down there. Taking a quick little nap, sleeping on the job is Zugrug, getting their HP topped off, and Overlord sees Lutano into the middle, and they said, not today, we going for that engage. Lutano goes for the follow-up, actually ejects, because now that they have Otter with them, they got a real chance for a KO. Comfy there to pick him up just in time.
Yeah, very, very nice job from that Comfy right there as we have this fight breaking out over these 8 o'clock. Swablu Altaria in the middle, but you know what? Not a lot of people are showing up for it because we just had such a brawl in that central area of TTV.
Yeah, the natural dynamic of this game is kind of being shifted specifically now because of all the bizarre movements that we've seen out of both teams. And that's kind of one of the things that Goodra does, right? It was peeling down to the center, forced Overlord to get there. They thought they had an easy pick. Otter comes in, and all of a sudden everybody's scrambling around and not really where they're supposed to be.
A little bit of a snap back to reality down there in the bottom path on that Hyper Voice, not finding anything. As Ender's in a little bit of trouble right here. But they are using these moments, the Comfey Collar, to be able to score even faster, get those stacks on Overlord so they can become as powerful as possible and make sure that these combos hit super hard.
Oh, nice little power whip to leash, slash back in. Heavy slam comes through. KO follows as well. What's poppin', Slime? Lutano says Goodra is getting just dirty down here, and that's exactly what you want out of that pick if you're confident enough to make it.
7-minute mark. Reggie Rock hits the field right now as they move down to start securing it for Luminosity. We have multiple members of TTV. They're a little bit behind right here. This combo's just going to take it.
Yeah, no concern there. Zugrug getting vision, and they're going to peel back to their goal zone and try and just stand on it, make sure they can run that defense. Meanwhile, Celestials up top, they're trying to get their stacks in, and they're trying to get break. Overlord finds their way, darts across the fence, forces Otter towards the rest of the LG team, but now they're pivoting on top of Slash. There's 4 players on the chase, and a nice little power whip might secure this KO. The follow-up Hyper Voice is there, Curios with the cover, and Slash gets back on the goal pad. They're blocking out Overlord. They're trying to trap him against the wall. A nice another heavy slam comes through, preventing Overlord comes through. There's a Unite move. Lutano's still standing. How are all these players still standing? Ender plays forward. They're the first one to go down. Credit to the Urshifu for the KO. There's the follow-up. Overlord gets in one on Ender. They're coming back. They're 1 player down for LG, but the push continues. Heavy slam by Space, and another KO for Overlord. They're eyeing up Lutano. Lutano actually leashes them in and said, bring that action to me, son. You can't punch through me. I'm all soft and gooey. We going through Lutano and an Overlord KO streak at 3. Lutano still stands, though.
Lutano is still here, but 3 members of TTV are not, as Luminosity takes a big fight and a big win, continuing to hang out in in this central area of TTV. Otter trying to do something to stop it, but let's take a look at these levels right here. No, Ender! We can't take a look at the levels before we get a pink KO possibly on Ender. They're jumping in. Every member of TTV is trying to sort this out and possibly get a KO on Overlord. The cup base keeping him alive, but come on. Picks up another one on Mew, and it looks like they are going to get out of here.
It's absolute calamity out here in the Thea Sky Ruins. This is not, I've said this before, this is not the texture of a normal game here. Otter just keeps going. They pick up Ender. The surf comes through there in the speed flux zone. That's a KO for Otter, and now Comfy falls off. Elo's on the chase, and that's a free KO for the Goodra. Now Rin is just trying to get some attention on top of them so the rest of LG can make it across the map. Slash and Curious finally peeling down to the bottom path.
Take a look at this scoreline. Luminosity up, and obviously they are insanely aggressive inside this match. They have Slash moving in, trying to grab someone with that Horn Leech right there. As Luminosity forming themselves up for another possible fight down here at this Registeel. And here comes Overlord. Doesn't seem to care about the objective. Wants to pick up some big KOs.
Block fades back. Slash puts the pressure on Otter, forces out the Unite move. Now on the backside, Ender's going to go down here. There's no question about it. They're just egg bombing and trying to soft boil themselves just to keep Overlord's attention. This Registeel is low. The Hyper Voice coming through. Big heavy slam almost secured, but Zoroark takes it after using their Unite move, and they're going to get a KO streak of 2 for themselves. Overlord's numbers just racking up.
Overlord going absolutely insane right here. TTV has evened up the score. Almost only 30 points separate these two teams. Level-wise, it's somewhat close, but this Zoroark is just on an absolute tear. Feels like it's able to pick up any KO at once when it gets next to TTV.
I'm going to make a bold prediction here, maybe not so bold. Overlord's damage numbers this game are going to be the highest of the regional finals at NAIC. There is just too much HP bar on the side of TTV, and the rate at which Overlord is just going in is just going to stack that up. Big Snorlax Unite chips up 3. Overlord has to get out. Comp Unite comes through. Bliss Assistance right on top of Celestial, but that Wicked Blow doesn't quite make it. Trevor Unite picks up 2. 3, excuse me. The follow-up, is there going to be one? Slash gets chipped up, blocked into the rest of the team. There's 4 players for TTV, and if you can't get a KO now, what are you doing? They say, we don't want that, Snacks. We don't want that at all. Let's get back to our goal zone. Let's farm up.
Yeah, they don't want to continue to push towards that Trevenant and make your prediction right. Give Overlord time to come on back and get some more of that damage right here. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Rayquaza will be here very, very soon. The last Rayquaza these two teams will see in our winners finals. The scoreline's still incredibly close, but it feels like every fight is very, very good for Luminosity as Overlord's coming back in.
Overlord's coming back in. TTV secures that, Celestial does, but the pressure is on. Overlord is still getting into the backline there on top of Ender, who has to eat a berry. They dart through. Overlord actually takes the other berry from TTV, and there is no one for TTV to damage their Overlord, so they're able to go through, and now they're taking all their buffs.
Yeah, Overlord once again moving through the central area of TTV. It's just been so incredibly difficult for TTV to deal with this, even though they are fighting very well as a squad. I love seeing coaching on Mew. It feels like they've been using that to reposition around their team and also give them shields to withstand this onslaught from Overlord. We've got a few seconds left until a bottom Reggie spawns, but it doesn't look like TTV is in a position to get it. This Registeel is going to make Zoroark incredibly powerful. TTV would love to steal this right now. Slash would love to stop it.
Yeah, they're moving through here. Big Block's going to try and buy some time. The surf comes through, and it's secured by who else but Overlord. The Hyper Voice is on top of Lutano. Slash and everybody has to peel back. Electro Ball hits right on top of Slash. Good defense there. Power Whip gets the KO for them. Where's the follow-up, though? They're blocking them off. The bad KO streak of 2, and now we have Rayquaza hitting the map. Look at that spawn timer for Curious. They got 15 seconds. They're jumping on top of Overlord. Overlord ran into them. Oh, there's 2 players down back the other way. Overlord's kind of getting cracked on the stick stun. 2 players down. KO streak of 2 for Overlord. Lutano is just trying to get on top of them, and that's the person they have to deal with right now. Can they follow up? Rin is on top of them too, but meanwhile, Otter's scoring 84 points.
That puts TTV up by only 7 points right now. 2 members of TTV down. All 5 members of Luminosity are back, and they're moving towards this Rayquaza pit as Rin is getting pushed out by this slow. Oh, Snorlax right here. Big Hyper Voice coming in. Overlord ripping them apart right now. Lutano goes down. That's 3 down now for TTV.
3 down for TTV, and Overlord can just scramble around and find whoever they want. Celestial's the next one lined up. They're low on HP. The chase continues. Zogrug again just buying time. TTV is up by the slimmest of massive margins. Hyper Voice might get the KO Perish Song on them. They heavy slam to try and get away. The Whirlwind might spin somebody up. A block back the other way to get some time, and no way Zugrug survives. Mew Unite forced out on the backside. Rin's putting the pressure on them. Can they close the gap? That's the question. Celestial gets caught right in the middle. Electro Ball goes long range, but there's another player down. Celestial, no miracle plays out of you, not right now anyways. Rayquaza's at 30%. Is it finally time for LG to pivot? They decide it is. Slutano gets right in the middle. They're getting gooey. Trevor Unite right on top of everybody. Lappers comes through. Luminosity takes it. Otter gets KO'd. TTV is down, and their dreams are dashed in these grand finals because LG is going to score those ducats, and they're going to go to the grand finals.
Luminosity, the world champs, showing why they're the world champs here on the big stage. The huge secure, the points raining in, heading to the regional grand finals here, knocking TTV down to our losers bracket with an incredible finish.
Incredible finish, an absolute barn burner of a match. These teams were going head to head over and over and over again, and they get it done. LG does. They're on a revenge arc for sure. TTV, I'm sorry you got in the way. Turn that 10-0 into a 12-1.
Beautiful stuff right there.